Hey everybody, Crow back again with another Zaccaria Pinball table. This time we're going to look at Clown from 1985.
Clown.
Clown. So, very first thing we got to do is look around this table. I'm not sure if this one had one of those 3D molded back boxes. It looks like it most likely did. We don't get that here if that is the case. But they did it for Time Machine, so they might be doing it for the other ones as well. But yeah, that is kind of a not something I would actually want in my house, just this artwork here. But let's look at the table. This is what is important. What do I see here? We got a spelling of clown, both forwards and backwards meeting at the L. Not really sure what that means, but we do have some targets there. Not sure what this bar is that's kind of halfway up there, going horizontally across. It is kind of an odd thing to see. Huh. Not sure what to expect from that. Yeah, I haven't played this at all yet, saving it for the stream. And we got the trio of bumpers here, kind of offset, a little bit odd there. We got some down targets here. It looks like we've got a standing drop target leading to a roll over here. That probably, it's a somersault, so it looks like you get points for that. And then the lion cage looks like another just standing target. Not a drop target, but a standing target over there. This one is a drop target. You hit it and presumably you could go by. Or, no, you know what? That's a, I'm sorry, that looked like a standing target, but that looks like a spinner. So that makes sense. And, you know, being called a somersault and all. So, yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut till after I've played this, and then I'll put on more commentary right now. Alright, I'm back after playing this table for over 2 hours and 15 minutes. I got a little bit frustrated, but I do understand this table a bit more. There's still something I don't quite understand. But basically, this bar here, there's a target that comes out. It's a clown target. There's 3 red targets. One over here, there's one over here, and then there's one up here. Hit all 3 of those targets, and this clown target comes out and sits in the middle for maybe 10 or 15 seconds, and then goes off to either the right or the left side. While that target is out there, if you can hit it, that advances towards the red special. You'll start out with the C, and then the L, and then the O, and then the W, and then the N. And I think that lights a special. I only got as far as the W. Part of the reason is because this target comes out, and if you don't hit it just right, it doesn't count. I've hit that thing dead on, and it just would not count. Conversely, I've kind of tapped it to the side, and it would count. So, in a lot of these games I was playing, I was hitting that target, and it wasn't counting it. So that's a bit frustrating. These 4 targets will, if you hit the 4 targets, it'll advance towards the orange special. Do it. So the nice thing about that is, along with the red special, it carries over from ball to ball to do that. I don't know what the orange special is. I don't know what the red special is. But if it's like previous tables, they are extra balls. This lane over here, get it through the lane multiple times. That's what advances the multiplier. But that doesn't seem to be 100% true either, because it seemed like I was just advancing the multiplier by doing other things as well. And I don't know. Oh, wait, there's another target there. I don't know if you can't really see that from the angle I was playing at, but I don't know if that's one of the targets you need to hit. Oh, advanced multipliers. See, that's the thing, is I couldn't see that from my view angle. So I was probably hitting that target as well, advancing the multiplier without even knowing it. So I was really confused as to why I was advancing multiplier when I wasn't hitting this lane. And then finally we have this lion's cage over here. Well, the somersault is... Before I go into the lion's cage, the somersault, you hit that, as more that it spins, the more points that it's worth. And then the lion's cage over here... Basically, you hit it up in there, and there's a hole over there. I'll catch in the hole and advance the lion's cage bonus. And what I thought was really cool is it kind of shoots out to the right, the ball. The problem here is that if you hit it too hard, or not just right, it'll kind of ignore that hole too. So there's a couple problems with this table, probably in real life too. So it's probably accurate to real life. One is that you could hit the lion's cage dead on and still not count for anything. It'll just fly right through it. It's got to be hit just right, otherwise it won't count. But my biggest gripe is this clown target that moves back and forth. When you do get the opportunity to hit it, and you do hit it, and it doesn't count for anything, it's really frustrating. I was actually trying to beat my best score. I got my best score of, like, I'm not going to say what it was, but I couldn't beat it. I would just always drain this whole area over here. It just, most of the time, if it just kind of bounces around here, it'll feed to the left flipper, but a lot of times it'll just shoot right out. No chance there. And the other thing I want to mention here is the reverse out lanes. If you have the 2 lanes here, if it goes to the outer lane, it'll feed to the right flipper. And if it goes down the left side, it should drain, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it bounces around and kind of feeds over. And it just feels like it does what it wants to. And it does go in there a lot. So part of the reason I couldn't beat my games is because targets, I'd be hitting targets and they wouldn't be triggering. And the ball likes to drain a lot if you're just very unlucky. So I'm going to stop talking about this table from now. I don't know if I'm going to go back to this one a whole lot. It's very frustrating, but I just kept playing this game. I only meant to play for like an hour and a half, and here I am. It's almost like 2.5 hours later. And I'm sitting here talking about it. I had to give up. So what we're going to see now is this table and all various lighting situations, and then I haven't really decided what game I'm going to show, but it'll be one of the best ones. And that's the music you'll hear every time you start a new game in Clown. And the only thing I could say about that is, thankfully it stops there. I would probably not be able to play as long as I did if that music just kept continuing like that. Anyway, what we're looking at here is the morning mode, and it just switched over. But the morning mode is the default mode, so that's why I always show it. This is the afternoon mode, and we get tons of shadows on the play field, especially with that bar hanging over in the middle there. I almost wouldn't recommend playing it in that mode. And this is the midnight mode, which is the mode I typically play in because it shows off the lights pretty well in a pretty dark room, and then you got the lights. It provides a really cool looking glow. Top upper left portion of the table does seem to be pretty black, not enough lighting, so to speak. This we've switched over is even darker. This is the stormy mode where it's more of a novelty. You get the flashes of lightning across the table. It's pretty cool to play though. And back here, we're back to the midnight mode, but this time with white lights. It's not much of an improvement. This table doesn't have a whole lot of lighting, so the changing in the bulbs doesn't really affect much. And here we are looking at the same thing, but with colorful lights. And you do see a splotch of color here and there, but again, this table just doesn't have a whole lot of lights. So we don't get to see a whole lot here. This is back to morning mode, but we're looking at a really worn table. Pretty interesting to see that we can change the playfield settings to make it look as dirty as possible, and that's what you're looking at here. And then finally we're looking at the same table but in the stormy, which is as dark as possible. And because there's so few lights on this table, you hardly see anything. And that's pretty much all the modes I am going to show here. And coming up next, we're going to see the best game I had after I played all these modes. And I wanted to do better, but I just couldn't. The game has gotten totally medieval on me. Boosh. But it is possible just to shoot that lane from the left flipper. If you just have to get it just right, though. And there's a good possibility of hitting it, too. By hitting that lane up there. Doosh. There we go, times 20. Whoa. Whoa, almost lost that one. Man, that target is like really cruel. Like, you can't just touch it. You really need to hit it. Shoot. Well, it did get times 40. Yeah, I do it a lot. There's no reason not to. I mean, it's not like I'm playing in a tournament or anything. And this is my best game so far. There it is. Apparently it is worth some points. There we go, 2 of them. And if the game wasn't cruel, it would have counted that one as 3. Ah, that's gone. Oh, man. Let's see if we can get at least the 50th on the leaderboard. It's over. It's over. Oh, how did I do? It kind of went really too fast. I didn't. I'm still at 53. So that game was played about 1 hour into the stream, and I thought, you know what? Given another hour, it should be very easy to surpass that score. And you know what? An hour and a half later, and I could not do it. I played this table longer than I had played any of the other Zaccaria Pinball tables to this date, and I just could not beat that game. I came close. I came within 40,000 points one time, but I could not beat it. And it's not very apparent from that game, but there are several instances where I was hitting that moving clone target, and it just wasn't registering as a hit when it just looked like it was. And just, I couldn't take it. Like 2.5 hours later after playing Clown, I had to give up. Maybe that intro song at the beginning was starting to wear on me a little bit too, but I was just very thankful it wasn't playing that throughout the whole game. But I just had to end it, just like I've got to end this video. But I will say that if you did watch this video, made it to this point, and you haven't done so already, make sure to like the video, maybe even leave a comment. And if you've liked this video, you know, and you're not subscribed, I would suggest subscribing. I do have a lot of videos just like this from Zaccaria Pinball, Pinball FX3, and Pinball Arcade, and there will be more to come. So until then, I'll see you next time.